Hey everybody, it's Glenn back with another Clash Royale analysis video. It is just before 6:30 on Sunday. I wanted to do this video highlighting what's been going on with the 20-win challenge and who's qualified for the next round of the NoTilt World Championship. It has been amazing to watch these players attempt to get to 20 wins. How did you do in it? For me, I got to 6 wins. That was the best I did. I got to 6 wins twice, and beyond that, it was a struggle. I tried the new 2.9 double barrel bait deck, which I've been highlighting the past couple of days. I'll put links to those analysis in the notes. But what I want to do before we get to a couple of videos is look at some of the stats so far with about 5.5 hours to go before the challenge is done. Who's going to get in, who is not. Let's first take a look at the best decks. So we can break down what have been the quote-unquote best decks. And they're, thanks to Royale API, they have a adjustable barometer. So we can say what has been a best deck based on a minimum amount of wins per session. Originally, they set it to 8 wins. I really wanted to grab the best of the best, so I said, let's get it to 18 wins. Because if it's 18 wins, that means at least the player is going to have 2 to 4 more games to get to the finish line. So if we base it off of a player has to get a minimum 18 wins per session, these are the best decks. Number 1 is Royal Giant Hunter 2.9. Now, I didn't see this lineup a lot when I played it, and it's part because if I remembered it, I would have seen Fisherman. I would have known Fisherman would have been just sniping all of my Knight, Skeletons, or Dark Goblin. But apparently it has been really good by those who have used it, a 66% win rate. And if we keep going here, number 2 is the Balloon Miner Hunter 2.9. This features Fisherman and Skeletons. This is a very fast cycle deck. I've seen this a couple times. This was a very tough deck to play against just because of how fast it was, because you have to deal with Balloon up front and then a Miner who's just constantly pestering it's just chipping away at the tower. And it's just such a fast cycle. It's a 65% win rate. I imagine that's going to go up with 5.5 hours to go in the challenge. Now we got number 3 is the Mortar Graveyard Cart. And this is probably what I should have ran, because in my traditional analytics lineup, I have Mortar and Cannon Cart. But this is a much sturdier lineup with Musketeer as the main anti-air, Knight as the main tank, and delivery is just delivery at this point is what Tornado was a couple months ago, where you almost have to have it in your lineup at this point to stand a chance. So Mortar Graveyard is the number 3 at 64%. Then at number 4 we have Lava Loon. I mean, Lava Loon's been around for forever, 64.4%. This Lava Loon has Skeleton Dragons. That's the difference than the other traditional Lava Loon. Then if we keep going, we have Expo 3.0. This is the one that features Knight instead, and it's at 63.1%. So it's a little bit stronger. This is to deal with some of the hunters that come into play. Next up, we have Hog, Mega Knight Bandit. I think we're going to have a game featuring this deck. This is at 63%. This is a really sturdy one because you can go fast with Hogs, or you can bring in the Beast, Mega Knight, and just kind of slow play it to a tower down. So 63%. And then number 7 is Expo 2.9. This one's been around for forever. 62.1%. And number 8 is 2.6 Hog at 60.9%. It really is incredible how long Hog has been in the game and viable. And we're going to have some videos about some hog play featuring some of the pros coming up in a few days. It is just incredible that 2.6 still is amazing after all this time. Number 9 is the Balloon Miner Hunter featuring Fisherman, Ice Golem, and Delivery. This is a 3.0, so not the early one, not the one from earlier. And then number 10 is the Balloon Miner Hunter, this time with the log and Delivery. So Balloon Miner and Hunter, I imagine one of them is going to get that nerf or get a change soon. Within it may not be this month, because I understand the dev team has put out a note about what's to come, or it could be in the, I guess it would be this September. Wow, September 2020, September update. If there is a change, it could be to Balloon. So or Miner again, or Hunter. Just because it's just amazing how well those three cards work together. So those are the top 10. Now let's see who made it into the 21 challenge so far. If we look at who has made it in so far, thanks to Royale API, they have the leaderboard of who qualified. I think this person's name is Jug was the first person to do it. So much fanfare of this player getting in. Was the first player to do it, I think, within an hour or so of the challenge opening up. Got to 20 wins, and then came everybody else afterward. As of 5.5 hours to go, we have 2,397 accounts who have qualified for the next round of the NoTilt World Championship. I'll tell you right now that number is going to be far less in terms of actual human beings, because I have seen some players qualify under multiple accounts, 2 or 3. I know one player did it 3 times. I know one player who did it twice. So that number 2,397 is going to be, in terms of actual human beings, is going to be far less. I'm wondering what NoTilt will do in terms of the brackets, whether it's just going to be one per person, or if it's going to be they have qualified for each time they've qualified, they earn a spot in the bracket. Because they were expecting, according to the rules they had in their teaser video, they were expecting 8 brackets of 1,024 players, which would be 8,192 players. And clearly not going to make it with 5.5 hours to go. So congrats to everybody who has made it so far. Let's take a look at a couple of games, because I saw a couple of 21 attempts of players who got to 19-2, and it was heartbroken. And yeah, so we have Pompeo, who was on the NoTilt stream, attempting to get to 20 wins. And I mean, I imagine, like, at this point, it just has to be a lot of nerves because of how tough it is to get to the 20 win. I mean, you're literally playing 20, I believe it's 23 games or 22 games. And you just have to hope that you get 20 wins. It's crazy.
Thanks. I hope so.
So let's look at what Pompeo did as he attempted to get to 20 wins. He's facing Rintaru. And if Rintaru is also at 19 wins,
Just some mixed opinions.
I mean, you imagine the pressure. I think it was Orange Juice, OJ on his stream was talking about the odds of getting in terms of if you put an X amount of pool of players and they all play. I think it was more than 16,000 or so. That only one is getting out. And if we look here, and something must have happened to Rintaru, because there was a delay and that balloon got through, and that is game. I couldn't believe it. That's the difference. That's literally the difference between getting into the next round and not, when you are at 19 wins. Because look, right now, if this is Skeleton Barrel, there should be, and if he's running 2.9 barrel double barrel bait, He should be having Dark Goblin on the board. He should have Inferno Tower. He should be cycling his skeletons to get to a building. He should be cycling to get to, or should be throwing barrels to counter and hope for a trade. But something must have happened. I think Enchanted said it was a there may have been a delay in the lag, and that's why you see just this happening. But this is the gift of gifts, because that tower is down to nothing, and we see here, yeah, that Rintaru is playing 2.9 double barrel bait because he comes in with Skeleton Barrel and now Goblin Barrel. But as of now, I mean, this is pretty much GG right here, because he got the stop. Pompeo got the stop, and that's it. Can you imagine if Rintaru was at 19-2 and that happened? A delay in the game on his side, his or her side, and that's it. And it's like, oh man. And Pompeo goes 20-0 in this attempt on the NoTilt stream and gets the win and qualifies for the next round. It is incredible. I mean, there was one player, I forgot who mentioned that he went 18-3 in his first attempt and then got it at 20-1. So we're talking about a 38-4 record. It's really nuts. So Pompeo qualifies for it. That was kind of a that one surprised me. Let's go to another game. This is Mohammed Light, trying to get in. Now this is stress because this is 19-2. Mohammed cannot afford to lose this next game. This was a little bit more interesting. So Light's bringing in wall breakers. So this is clearly minor wall breakers. Then it comes down to what is the support card for the minor and the wall breakers. It looks like this is going to be a fast cycle minor wall breakers because he has Spear Goblins, Bats, and Knight. It was really interesting. I thought this was fascinating. He tucks in that Knight ahead of the Spear Goblins, trying to get ahead of the Spear Goblins so that those Barbarians don't smack it easily. I've seen other players just say, okay, you know what, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to build up a small push with Knight over here, and eventually get over here, and then we can do minor and wall breakers. But Light said no. He's going to protect those Spear Goblins. I think that forced Nexus to come in and bring that barrel, and that allowed the wall breakers to come in. Minor comes in the back and starts chipping away at the tower.
But the poison one. If he is the poison one, he
so it's really good for Light. He hasn't let the Barbarian Barrel do too much, and that's 70 elixir. So here comes Nexus coming in with Royal Hogs, and he's got a bomb tower. So again, this is a very fast cycle minor wall breakers, and this sets up pretty well for Mohammed. All he has to do is kind of withstand this opening round of single elixir time, and he should be fine. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, no, this is a great matchup.
Those bats were amazing by Light. They answered right here because this Musketeer got played what ended up being too high, because now these bats come in on the top side here, and the Musketeer has to answer to these and not deal with the minor. Whether that's intentional or not, maybe I would have thought the Musketeer would have been a little bit more to the right, although it probably would have attacked the minor. It's kind of a which one do you have to deal with? It's a tough call. Perhaps you would say play the Musketeer a little bit back, and it might go to the minor, and just accept that, one or two bats are going to get through. Instead, those bats go after the Musketeer,
Yeah, no, this is a great
and that
matchup.
forces
the
Nexus to play Skeletons to stop the
bomb
Miner.
tower's gonna shut
So,
down all
again,
the
already
Piglets,
a
shut down the
great
Barbarian.
start for
This is
Light as he tries to get
not
to
a
20
good
wins,
matchup for
and the
Nexus.
Musketeer gets wiped out by
my,
the log. So,
to
Nexus,
pick up
smart play,
No
goes
build
to
has
the
to pay
opposite
off
side.
to Light.
Well, I guess
Spear Goblins come in
Sun
and
doesn't want him to win.
finish off those
That's why he's trying to get the Jinx going.
Barbarians.
No,
Again, Prince, sorry,
Okay.
not Prince, Knight
It's okay.
in
I want
front
him to
of the
win.
Spear
Actually,
Goblins.
he has the match, so he should do it.
Now that
But I
forces,
think
again,
I
that
want
this
him
is
to
really
win.
this is
Actually,
really key here.
get it. It's okay.
Because he could have let it go, but he said no.
It's
We're gonna
okay.
try
I
to get
want him to
we're gonna
win.
try to get a
Actually,
mini
he
push
has
here and
it.
just get rid of this Barbarian hut, or kind of break it down as much as possible. That forces Nexus to come in and say,
So
okay,
he
we
should do
need
it.
to get rid of these
But
Spear
I
Goblins.
think
They're gonna be
he cheated.
annoying,
He cheated. I'm gonna
and it
talk
creates a
seriously
push.
with him. I
So
know
this
he did.
fireball right here
He was 2 spell cycles
wipes
before
out
the
Skeletons
fireball.
and Dragons
So he
and
changed.
takes care of the Hogs
know.
because it's a hard counter.
So he should do it. But I think he repeated. He cheated.
So
I'm
this
gonna
worked
talk
out
seriously
really
with
well
him.
for
I
Light.
know he didn't. He didn't.
And
He
that
was 2 spell
allowed
cycles, he put a
Light to come in
fireball.
on the
So he
opposite
changed.
side,
One
bring in
spell.
Miner,
I
and
gotta
Wall
give
Breakers.
him
Wall
that.
Breakers finishes
The
off
man
that
told
hut.
him to have 20
And now
different
with a
decks
minute to go, it's very tough for Nexus to say, okay, I can bring in another hut.
And he didn't repeat even the losing one.
So,
you
with
know,
that
already
being
he's had
said,
22
now
different decks that are gonna win
Light
the 20
controls the
win
pace of the
challenge. You
game
gotta
because
give
he can
him
cycle
props.
on the right side.
This is GG,
He has to
guys.
play. Like I said, I said that it's going to be tough for Nexus to play a hut, but he almost has to now because he has to stop the Wall Breakers. The Wall Breakers have to go over here, and they're gonna encounter traffic. Either the Barbarians here, I imagine the Musketeers going to be played somewhere around here, or they're going to have Skeleton Dragons here. It sets up for a tough road for the Wall Breakers to break through. If Light is going to win this, he has to do it by just chipping away with Miner. That's the play of using the hut right here.
There is no way in hell he's gonna lose this match.
Instead of going to the
He's
back,
a minor god.
Light
He
plays
has
the
fireball.
Miner to the
He has
the
one
top
tower.
left. It was, I mean, yeah, it was
Really?
that was
So he has-
really
He has one tower.
to the front left, and I thought that was fascinating.
With 2, and he didn't repeat even the losing one.
Yeah, so you know, or at least have 22 different decks that are gonna win in a 20-win challenge.
Because
you gotta give him props.
If Light kept playing
This is GG,
on the
guys.
back,
There
and
is
then
no
and that
way
makes
in hell
sense,
he's
you know.
gonna lose.
If he keeps playing on the back, then it's just saying, okay, Nexus just has to keep throwing something at that Miner, or else it's game over. Now that he played it on the top left, right here, it now forces any Miner that Light plays the rest of the way, Nexus has to guess. And so it's not like, okay, well, you play it here all the time, I'm just going to drop these Skeletons. Or you play it here all the time, I'm going to drop the Skeletons. Now he has, Nexus has to say, okay, let's have to drop everything. Something at the top and something at the bottom. You see that here with the Heal Spear and the Skeletons.
This match. He's a minor god. He has
Fireball hard counter on that,
He has one tower.
on the Skeleton
He
Dragons.
has to win this.
Oh,
But
really? So he
if
has to
doesn't keep it-
win this.
And
What
this
if
is
he
looking
loses?
really good.
What-
And
what
the
if he
Nexus
gets
starts playing
into-
Poison,
he's
but it
gonna
may
sell
be a little bit
he's
too
got this.
late.
Don't jinx
And
it,
that's a
don't
great
jinx it.
Miner,
Everybody stand up.
because you see what happened there, that Nexus played Skeletons in the back, thinking, oh, okay, it's just going to go to the back. Nope, it went to the Musketeer.
Got this in the bag.
I got fooled too.
Don't jinx
You
it,
see,
don't jinx it. Everybody stand
because the
up.
Skeletons got played. I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah,
it's going to the back. It's going to get more
that's the thing.
more damage.
Hog cycling
Nope.
With fireball cycling, all he has to do is just play it slow. Miner didn't get connection onto the tower. Bomb tower should be played here. There it is. Piglets down.
And then Nexus comes in with Royal Hogs, but Bomb Tower is the answer. And this is just super tough for Nexus to break through. This is looking really, really good for Light. All he has to do is just make sure there's just no fatal mistakes.
He was sweating. Literally. Oh.
That, I thought, was a mistake. He throws a fireball up,
Oh my goodness.
but if you look at the timing,
No, this was great.
I'm going to try to
I
freeze as
think
much
he
as
was
possible.
sweating.
It looked like,
Yes,
I'm
with
trying
you
to
on
freeze
that.
it like
No,
at
this
the
was
exact
great. I
moment
think he
that
was
it,
sweating.
yeah, it looked like they both synchronized their attack, where Nexus played Hogs here. At the moment that Light said, okay, I'm going to go after the skeleton dragons here. Because I imagine that if you give Light probably one more second to think and see like what was going to happen, he probably plays this and gets rid of everybody just to be safe. But this is not a bad play either, because that's a hard counter, and it goes does 201 damage on the tower.
Literally, oh, he has it. He has it.
Yeah, he had to have been sweating. He was like, oh my.
Royal Hogs get
Oh
wiped out, and they do damage, but it's clearly up to what's happening at the front, and that's game right there. 20 win finish for Light at 19-2. Mohammed Light gets the win and qualifies. It was really crazy to watch this game. You know, he had it in control throughout. It was just a matter of getting that push to finish it off. So, wow, with just a little bit more than 5 hours to go, it's been wild to see who's qualified and who still has time to do it. So, good luck to everybody in the next round. This video come out with as the next round gets set up. So again, congrats to everybody who has qualified. Good luck in the next round. I'll be one of the many who are watching, breaking down some of the videos and some of the matches from the next round of the bracket. So it should be a lot of fun. So anyways, I'm going to end the video right here. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the like button wherever you're watching this. Be sure to hit the subscribe as we go through some of these NoTilt World Championship matches. And I'll see you in the next video.